Test, test, test. Check on the mic. Let me also change my camera angle a little bit. I hope that people tune on in. Oh, and you know what? I should definitely share this on Facebook and everything like that. I'm going to just do some music for everyone today. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Aurora. I do music. I do artwork. As you can see, I have these extensive paintings behind me. They're all done by hand. They're not computer generated. I have them made into clothing. And this is all about frequency food. So I was struggling with what would I title this video today. I'm calling it frequency food, and that is what every day I come in my studio. It's just part of my creative flow, and I invite you to participate with this. Listen to what I do. Stop with the words and just keep going with the playing. Thank you so much for everybody who's actually tuned in. And before actually I get going, I want to figure out how to share this onto Facebook and all of that kind of stuff. I don't want to fiddle with technology too much. I really just want to get into my creativity. Well, how about I do some creative work and then also set up better lighting. I couldn't tell what my lighting would look like before I got things going with the camera. So bear with me painfully 1 minute while I set up better lighting so that everything, hopefully you can see better. I think that's a little better. Let me show you what I got going on over here. So, oh, look, you can actually see this. This is fun. This is Rolly Seaboard, which is like a touch sensitive. I know it's very black. That's why I usually have my light set up over here so that you can actually see, so that I can actually see. Now I can actually kind of tell by the ridges what's going on. This is a particular type of keyboard that has a touch sensitive membrane that makes all of these wonderful different types of sounds. This is a regular MIDI keyboard down here that is connected to, let's get this on screen here. Can you see it? I tried to set things up a little bit before we got on going. Yeah, it's just extremely black, but it is there. This is this Arche Touche, which is kind of like the voicing. Let me turn up let me do a little sound check on this. Let me turn this up. Hold on a sec. I have to fiddle with technology. That's what I said. I wasn't going to be doing too much fiddling with technology. I can't really see what I'm doing either. Oh, yeah, I can hear that. Sound check. Okay, and now back to here. Da. When I press on these keys that are down here, it doesn't sound like a piano. It sounds like whatever I program it or connect it to sound like. And in this case, I'm using this to modify the sound. So I'll just give you a little bit of an example. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to blow out your ears. So, and I'm just going to start off with a little bit off of Birth of the Flying Rainbow Lasagna. And hello, Joanne. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is very spontaneous. Sometimes I've just been feeling like this. Like every day I come in here and I play music, and that's just a very normal part of my day. And I feel like, yeah, it would be wonderful if I was sharing this with people directly. Oh, sure. I can definitely talk about what's going on planet Earth. You know what I should do? Schedule a talkie, not playing with music type of presentation. That's a current events. I've been talking about that more on my Patreon because there are real issues and problems, you totally get it, about being able to speak freely, to be able to use any vocabulary words that you want and talk about any topic that you want in talking about current events here on YouTube. So what I've been doing is using my YouTube to focus mostly on things that are music and a frequency, it's a taste that nobody can argue with, I'm not saying anything that's too incendiary or too controversial. I just save that for all of my Patreon stuff because there are real questions. I don't want to have an issue with being able to, you totally understand. Hola, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to just do a little bit. I'm going to play something off of Birth of the Flying Rainbow Lasagna. I was just showing everyone what my setup is like over here. I'm going to play on top of some music that is recorded, but I'm going to make the music in the background not extremely loud. But that's where I'm playing from today. Wait. Let me set everything up. And then I'll do some more talking and chatting and impromptu music. Faces here again. And now you know what I feel like doing? Hold on a second. I am feeling way more spontaneous than this, so I had to turn off the background track, and I'm just going to jam on out. And you know something? I don't know, because I want you to be able to see my hands and everything. I'm sorry you can't see my face the way I have the camera, but just jamming now. Just really need to play. One of the things I love about this instrument is that I can make it loud or soft. I can make it really loud and buzzy. I can make it soft and gentle and delicate. I'm thinking of doing this on a more regular basis and calling it something like Aurora's Chill Lounge, and to have people just come and hang out like this. Hello, Gary. So good to see you. This is what I do on a regular basis, and I will tell you that the world is fraught, like full of crapola. And the mind is not the effective tool to cut through that distastefulness. For me, it's all about frequency and music. This is what I surround myself with, and this is what I emit to others. So I want to change my settings. I know I'm blah, 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 and I really just want to play. I'm pulling up a few other computer programs while I blah, blah, blah with you. Also, if you guys can tell me in the chat, what is my sound quality like? Because what I'm doing right now is I've got a Yeti mic set up that's picking up through my speakers, through my studio monitors. I can set it up directly through the monitors. I don't want to blast out your ears and make it too loud. So let me set up some other instruments over here. Hold on a second. I try to do too many things at once. I can't do that. I find it especially hard with the computer stuff. So let me pull up the instrument that I wanted. I know I make squinty faces too. Let's see. This is the one I'm looking for. Here we go. And don't worry, I'll do a sound check. I'll turn everything down so it's not too loud when we test it out. Okay. Let me do a little test on this. Turn it down a little. I think that sounds pretty nice. Here, let me close. I have to close down the screen so I can see the camera again. Like I can't see. I want to say SHIT. I can't see anything. Hold on a second. Also, I am drinking today. My beverage is beautiful, magical structured water. And I actually did this thing to put hydrogen into it a moment ago. So I'm drinking beautiful hydrogen water. Cheers to life. I know you're not supposed to cheers with water. Oh, Lishat, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup for telling me that my sound is good. So what have I got right now set up? Right now what I have is my black and white keyboard is set up down here to sound, oops, sorry, I'm jiggling wires too. It's very hard, and I have my computer delicately balanced on a thing to make it kind of try to be up a little bit more. I have it made so that it's a MIDI keyboard. It sounds like a jazz guitar, and I've got a bunch of effects on it that are, I don't even know how to describe it, but they are digital effects that you put on a digital instrument that it's whatever. It's like adding extra toppings to your frozen pizza. It makes it even better is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, one of the plugins that I add on top of there is Valhalla. Valhalla makes these amazing, it's called an augmentation. I apologize, but I don't really apologize. But you guys know me at this point that sometimes, the words that I'm trying to choose don't always come out properly. So I make up a different word. I'm trying also to see if this will be a little bit easier for me to see. I don't know if that's any better on the camera to pick up my face for you to be able to see me. Oh, maybe better. Oh, good, because now I can actually see what I'm doing over here. Okay, so yeah, so I have my regular keyboard set up as a MIDI, and it sounds like a jazz guitar, but then I also have effects on it. And when I tilt my camera down, you'll also be able to see I have this instrument over here. What I'm touching right now is this is called Push. It's made by Ableton. It's one of the software companies that I am, using their product in order to make my music. I'm not an advertiser, I promise. But these buttons light up when you press a button down here. I don't know if you can see it. There's buttons that light up over here. And this really does make some beautiful, amazing patterns that you can begin to see. I cannot move my computer effectively so that you can see all of this. I can't, because I have two. You have no idea. You have no idea how many wires and how delicate the situation is over here. But there are wonderful patterns that develop, and that's what I'm looking at from the bird's eye view when I'm pressing on chords and playing on things. I love looking at that, and it reminds me very much of the scene from Close Encounters of a Third Kind when they're jamming out with the aliens at the place where the mothership is going to land, and there's a giant colorful field full of buttons and music. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, thank you very much. Someone was complimenting my nails. You guys noticed. Thank you very much. Yeah, and it's these like non-toxic nail wraps, so I feel good. It's like not a chemical type of thing, so that's why I have to share that with people. Let me just play. That's all I really want to do. This is my daily practice. And I can do both. What I like with this playing, I can play with both hands because I don't have to use that little pedal as an augment. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I know there's a lot of reverb right now. Let's turn it down, keep it comfortable. Change some settings. I should read what's going on. Hold on, let me change some settings and bring up a different instrument. Thank you for your patience. I have to press buttons. It'll be worth it. Let me drink some water too. Okay, now focus. I gotta press a button. I gotta go over to here. We're looking for, that's the one. Press the button. Okay, so this one is exciting. Wait, a spinning beach ball of death. Oh, good, it's working. Oh, good, we have avoided peril. Everything is fine. Now I'll tilt down and show you what I got going on over here. This is also so exciting to me. This is a relatively new instrument for me to be using. I'm using it on all of my new music that I'm doing since 2021. This is, I told you, that Roly touch-sensitive keyboard. Let me just show you what this is all about. Wait, I should explain before I get going. You can touch it and you can bang on it and you can wiggle it and you can slide it and you can slide it up here. It makes all sorts of different nuanced sounds. Let me choose a simpler sound. I started with the extremely, pardon me, Started with one of the more complex sounds that's very synthesized. They're very beautiful, but first I want to just start off with something that's a little bit like here's just a flute, just to give you an example of what it can sound like. Sorry if it's too loud. Let's turn it down. I can tell. I know it. I'm telepathic too. I can hear you. So I think it was a little bit easier for you to even get a sense of what this instrument is doing. So then there are much more complex sounds where depending upon how you're pressing on this membrane, it makes wonderful different, like I said, very beautiful subtleties. But also like you can see when I tilt the camera down, it's just this black membrane with these ridges on it. So I have to always have like a little lamp over here that I can see like the mountains and the valleys. Otherwise it's very challenging for me to see like where do my fingers go. So let me put a little something on and play. Sorry if I have to, no apologies. I will stop apologizing. I have to fiddle with buttons now. I have to press buttons until the thing that I want comes up. Okay, this will be loud. Get ready. This is a loud guitar sound. You turn this down so I don't too loud for you. Here, let me do this one too. Here, I can't see what anything that's going on. Hold on, let me move my multiple screens aside. Wait, I can see things. I can see. It's a miracle. I can see. I don't know if you can see me. Oh, beautiful, Ebony. You must be in a different time zone. That it must be much later in the day where it's beautiful that you're catching this impromptu concert just as you're going to sleep. I don't know any lullabies for electric guitar. I should choose a more mellow sound. I have to switch screens again. Hold on. I know I'm sure it's driving everybody crazy as it's driving me. Here, there we go. I'll put on a more mellow guitar sound. Let's see what else I got. How about this one? It's just too, I need something more. That will put us all, I think, to sleep. This one I like a lot. Here, this one. This one just mimics a regular steel guitar, and I like it if I'm just like figuring out a song. And also, I'll share with you. I know I'm fiddling with stuff. Have a little notebook where I write down because there are so many different settings or so many different types of instruments that you can do on here. And I spend a lot of time just with my headphones on, just playing and seeing what things sound like. And then I want to like remember because there's so many different settings. What are some of my favorite ones? I'll go through some of my favorite ones. Yeah. I have to press buttons. That's the one. It's kind of a horn sound, kind of an echoey horn sound. So wait, that was just too low for me, so I just pressed a little setting to bring it up an octave. And then I play something that's more of my favorite. This one is just beautiful. Wait. This one might be a little bit better before you go into bed. Turning it up though. Sorry for the volume. All I did was strike it harder. It's very sensitive. Changing settings, pressing buttons. Get ready. Ooh, I wasn't sure if I would like this sound. I'm experimenting. That's what you do. Might want to turn it down. Maybe I'll turn it down a little bit. It's a little piercing. It's one of the things I love about music. Like, try a new sound. It doesn't cost extra. You know, it's not like ruining a canvas or something like that, or making a giant sculpture that's not done right. Like, I can be very experimental. Press a button, see what it sounds like. Here, let me try this one. This is I have some of them like kind of bookmarked, and I know I bookmarked that for a reason. With these things, I'm still struggling trying to like look at all the things I'm trying to look at on the computer and play. I think it's time for me to go dance like a flying rainbow lasagna outside, but I'm like feeling the energy. Like there's a beautiful bright sun right now where I live, and it's like warm but not too hot. And I'm all charged up from playing music, and I'm ready to go outside and like kind of like levitate just a little bit. And but I don't want to stop playing and leave all beautiful people that are watching right now behind. Here, let me play one. Have it one more thing. I'll play one more, and then I'll go dance for real. And I would encourage everyone else, like, do whatever is your practice of ingesting sunshine and divine solar energy, and then blasting off into positive realms of higher dimensional space. I'm squinting to read what everyone is writing here. Oh, someone is saying this universe will collapse. Well, you know what I think will happen? I think that there are many, almost an uncountable number of possible futures, including one future where this timeline or quote universe or version of reality collapses. but there are also many, many other versions of reality, including at least one flying Rainbow Lasagna timeline where the most likely or one of the most likely things happens at this cumulative moment in Earth experience and human experience. I'm squinting to read a lot of emotions on your end. Cool. I hope that they're good emotions. When I put into my music, I'm always trying to put a positive emotion and a peaceful vibe. Sometimes my music, I feel like it sounds wistful. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm going to write a dance music and it's going to be rocking and fun and upbeat, but my music sounds a little bit like, oh, it's a little sad. And that's okay. There's sometimes sadness and poignancy in the world. I think it's okay for that to come out in the music. But then also, I try to bring up peacefulness too, and positivity and hopefulness. And it's funny, a lot of that is in the choices of, musical tones and patterns that you're choosing, but also a lot of it is the way that you feel inside. I think that what you're feeling inside bubbles up, it comes out. You can't hide it. Whatever, your diet definitely affects the way that you are perceived in the world. But what you eat inside comes out, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Dazer, so good to see you. That is a lovely person who's been following my music on SoundCloud. So how beautiful and perfect. So I think you're probably in a vastly different time zone. It's good that you were able to tune in. I just spontaneously decided to share some of my musical practice, almost every day, every day, barring whatever, bizarre, whatever circumstances. After I walk my dog, because that's a priority, that we got to take care of my dog. I come in here, which is my art and music studio. And mostly I start off with just some freeform stuff. Let me set up a different instrument. I got to press buttons over here. But I mostly start off with something and just do spontaneous, like the way that babies babble. I'm totally unself-conscious about that. It's about freedom, sound making freedom. And hold on, I have to do one thing at a time. I'm pressing this button, I'm pressing this button, I'm pressing this button, I'm pressing this button. Okay, good. Yeah, sound freedom. That's what it is. I don't know what to press over here. I have to press a button. I don't know what to press. Over here, this one, something. I don't see the thing I'm supposed to do. This one, that ain't it. That ain't it. That's the one. Okay. Now, that's good. No, and that one should be off. You have no idea how confusing this is. And sometimes I'm feeling just all in the moment, I just want to make music. Sometimes I just feel I'm very direct, grab a pencil and make a drawing. That is very easy. And sometimes in order to do this music, I have to I have to press so many buttons. I press this button and this button and this button and then this button and then several more buttons and then several more buttons. And then when that is done, then several more buttons will be pressed. And then I can finally play music. I'm not complaining at all, but you understand, my mind is in a different mindset where I'm just oh, now it is time to simply touch things and make sounds out of them. So thank you for understanding. That was a very, very brief, gentle rant. And now, so I've changed my settings. Let me move this down so you can see my hand a little bit more while I'm doing my work. Thank you for the people who appreciated my manicure. I do put time into it. You can hear this is a really different sound. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so it's not too hard on your ears. Let me turn it down because I'm getting some, my levels are going to orange. It's not allowed. I want to keep our levels in the green. I know. I can't see things because I have everything all in the wrong way. Much better. And my computer balanced precariously, and I cannot really see. Now we can turn it up actually even better. Because here, let me, for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about or what is going on with this equipment. some sounds with these like synthesized sounds, they will make your sound levels go up above the green into the orange into the red, and none of that sounds nice on anybody's ears. And so then it's really advised to turn it down so that then you can really, it's fun to rock out, but only when you keep it within the levels that it's not distorted, and that is just a beautiful metaphor for life. As I'm playing, I'm thinking about the concept, of ending timelines or destruction or catastrophe. And I think that so much of our present situation is about creating a future with your mind and your expectation. So it's really important to put your mind and your energy and your expectation into positive things. Like I put a lot into my music. Like, yes, I will wake up and write a song. I don't think like, yeah, I will wake up and face cataclysmic destruction. I think that's really important as a daily practice. Imagine better things coming in your future and steering yourself and actually doing the real things to go into those directions, as opposed to expecting the worst or kind of throwing your hands up in despair. That might seem simplistic or whatever to say, but I think that is very important. Like there are many people who are focused on destruction, and we certainly live in a perilous time. So when I play my music, I'm not just like some stupid idiot. I know that things are very screwed up out there. That's why I put time into self-cultivation practice and the discipline of doing an art or a music or a creativity. So what I'm presently doing here, I'll go back to my face so you can see me a little bit more. Oh, but when I do, I jiggle chords. I'm presently working on, I will talk about this as we fade out. And then I'll come back again. We'll do this again in a couple of days or whatever next week. I'm working on a music series. I'm working on a painting series over there, but I'm working on a music series called Elevations. This one is Elevations 1. And there's a long chunk that's my voice with it's augmented with tons of FX on it, the special whatever effects, but I didn't edit it other than that. I just did it in one take. Sometimes this music I find just comes out of me like in that way, like it's just one big long scroll that unscrolls, and then I just, put other layers on top of that, but that ends up becoming like the real basis or the framework of it. So I'm working on this. It's an abstract piece. So that what is fun. It's like I did Birth of the Flying Rainbow Lasagna music, and that is most of the songs are in a format that is radio ready. Like my song structuring style and my songwriting style is not like conventional music here, but mostly my songs are 4 or 5 minutes long, and they have that structure where you could fit them into a playlist, and they could be, that was my intention, because I wanted them to be able to be put my music and my vibe and my frequency into something that is accessible to the format of how humans listen to music in this time and place. But this current project that I'm working on, the music is a much longer. It doesn't necessarily have a percussive backing track, which that's a big thing, like in terms of making a music that sounds like music or that others perceive as music or that becomes popular in that way. Having a beat is a big part of it. But I'm working with music that does not necessarily have a beat or a structure in that sense, but that is more for cosmic inner journeying and inner flying. So what I'm doing right now, this Elevations project, it's not necessarily a song that is radio ready, but that's okay. I've already got beautiful songs that are like that. Free plug for me. Check out Birth of the Flying Rainbow Lasagna. But I'm an artist, and I always have to juggle it and do something new. Like when I say juggle it, I mean like rearrange my creative process. So yeah, like I don't want my songs and my songwriting to become formulaic. So for writing Elevations, I did a completely different approach of starting off with this, like I said, long scroll of vocal technique, and then putting other layers on top of it. And I'm still exploring that, just like I'm doing a new painting right now. It's going to be 100% dots. If you guys know what I'm talking about when I say the dots, like I can't pick up my camera to show you this painting that's literally right on the wall. But yeah, the dots, these dimensional dots. So it's just like, I'm going to make a painting that's all dots, because I think that would be a lot of fun both to paint and to look at. But it's experimental. I don't know exactly how to do it or what it's going to look like. That is why I do things as an artist, why be on the journey, to be able to see what does this look like when I manifest it, when I actually make it, when I actually feel it or sense it. And then I can also, having externalized it, share it with others. So that's what I'm doing right now. So thank you very much for joining me. This has been a little spontaneous, impromptu. How about, could you guys, let me put on the chat so I can see what you guys are saying before I won't turn off anything yet. If you guys would like me to continue this, loosely calling it like a chill lounge, or a time when you come and I play spontaneous music and we chat and hang out and we can talk about current events as much as this forum would allow. If you would like for me to do this more going forward in the future, just tell me, or give me a thumbs up or a comment, and then I will certainly schedule it. Like we could do it Sundays at noon, or we could do it like we could do a weekend thing, or we could do like a weeknight thing. When do people like to chill? Although I do recognize that it's beautiful that we are international, and that everybody, I'm pressing a button here. There we go. Everybody's not in the same time zone. So my love and respect to people who are not necessarily on the West Coast or in the United States. Yeah. Yeah, you understand. Someone's saying they understand about setting up all the electronic stuff. So many buttons to press. So many buttons to press. Oh yeah, you can find Birth of the Flying Rainbow Lasagna on YouTube. There's a whole official playlist. So that is something that my distribution system sends out. I have my own record company. Do you guys know that? I have Flying Rainbow Lasagna Records. So I am a music producer and also a musician, and I own my own record company. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Yes. Oh, so what is going on? Knight of Wands, you were asking me what I've got going on. I have three different instruments going on over here. One is my Roly keyboard, where each one of the individual keys is like one of these pressure sensitive toggles. One is this larger black side apparatus that is like a big giant pedal. It's almost like a wah-wah pedal for your hand. And I'll tell you guys, just to chat briefly before I go into my flying Rainbow Lasagne dance. Initially, I got this instrument that's a pedal like this because it comes with this beautiful software that is designed to mimic what it sounds like to play an instrument, a violin or a cello. So what you would do is hold your hand on the keyboard for choosing your note, and then use the pedal for the bowing. And I really thought that I was going to write music that was very fruity and classical, like Mozart with pinkies up and everything like that. And I'm not making weird hand gestures like I'm trying to show, like fancy, whatever, opera. Yes, clearly I went more in an avant-garde direction, but where I was initially inspired was the sense of classical music as being harmonious, sonic, a symbol of perfection in terms of harmonically structuring songs and using that harmonically perfect music in harmonically perfect spaces, like, the concert halls, that there's a beautiful acceptance of that level and clarity of that music. So I was like, I know I want to write music that's like that. I thought that it meant that I needed to use instruments of the symphonic realm only. So I was going to be all like violins and cellos. And it's so funny. If you check out like a song like Grave Blessings, I initially started off with tons and tons and tons of these digital violins, and almost none of it survived the cut into the actual finished song. But it's so funny now. I'm laughing about like the difference between expectation versus reality in being a creative person, like what I thought it was going to sound like, what I thought I wanted to make it sound like, what it actually sounded like. But I'm not disappointed. It is the journey. And it's why you do it as an artist. And also I like the end result, that it ended up like, no, we didn't need 10,000 vibrating vibrato violins that actually the song sounded much better. There was just a few slices that I left of that. So that's also part of it. Like when I do my music, when I do anything, I'm not too afraid to touch the sacred cows and be like, okay, do we really need this sound? Is this sound like worth it to be in the song and stay in there forever? Or is this like, can we cut this out as this extraneous? Very big on cutting out the stuff that is extraneous. Oh, thank you. You're checking out my hat. You love my hat because it must be something that's in the background. Oh, that! I have a giant sun hat. You can see it over there because I live someplace in Southern California where it's very, very sunny, and I walk with my dog many hours a day. So people around town, they know me. Like I have always a giant hat on in order to try to like protect myself from being fried by the sun. And yeah, I don't want to wear like chemical sunblock stuff. So I always wear a big giant hat. Thank you. Yeah. Good. Weekend afternoons or weeknights is okay. You're all cool with that. All right. And so you're cool with also doing it spontaneously, because I could do it spontaneously too, like when it feels like it. Because it's nice to do that. But it's also nice to know like, oh, like I look forward to Wednesday nights because I know we're going to come and hang out together virtually and hear some music. And that's how I would treat it. Like if we didn't have a pandemic, like I would have an actual space and play my music and have people come and hang out and listen to it and connect with them for real. And I was talking with some people in a local park today, and that was the most radical thing. Like we did not hug each other, but we were even just like talking about hugging each other at some point in the future. Like how wild, like, oh my goodness, we have to just envision that reality returning or revivifying for us. Oh, Cosmic Heartbeat. I'm so happy to hear that you were listening to my music on iTunes. Awesome. Thank you very much. That's one place where you can find it. And, whenever you listen on iTunes or listen on YouTube or even on SoundCloud, but to a slightly lesser extent, it benefits me as the artist. So that's it. Like, that's why I have multiple motives. When I play my music, I want people just to enjoy it in the abstract. And I'm also bringing in an energy that is a cosmic energy that like I can do it here just on my own in my own world, and my bubble of reality feels wonderful. Like seriously, I have a bubble of peace and sanity right here. It feels wonderful. But what I'm also really here in terms of my role on earth or my purpose for being, to share that with others. So I very much invite you virtually into my bubble of peace and sanity. I think what I'll do is I will schedule these moving forward for a particular time. I will advertise them more assiduously, and also let's say it'll be about an hour, and it will be chatting and playing and whatever I feel like doing in terms of expressing cosmic truth in that moment. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much to the people who are here live, and thank you to the people who catch me later, and thank you to the people who are giving me the wonderful thumbs up, because you know that helps me algorithmically. And yeah, I appreciate it very much, because it's wonderful when you're a musician, send out positivity, send out something that is good and meant to be uplifting, and feel the love and feel good stuff coming back to you. So thank you very much. I'm about to end things. Thank you very much.